Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Techie Code Buddy. I hope you all are doing extremely well and your TCS NQT exam preparation is also going well. Well guys, in this video we are going to see some previous year questions from verbal ability sections, and these questions are really going to be very helpful for you. And if you know that this is the complete playlist of our TCS NQT, and this is the last video of verbal ability as of now, right? Because we have done with 10 videos before related to verbal ability and reading comprehension, and we have collected the question from last 3 to 4 years, right? So I think that these are enough. But in future, if we feel need, we will make the videos related to verbal ability. After that video, we will be making the videos related to coding, related to reasoning, aptitude, etc. Right? For verbal ability, this is enough as of now. The question we have is choose the sentence with the correct verb agreement. Right? What is this verb agreement? Subject verb agreement. Okay. Okay, so there are four options given and only one is correct. So let's understand. The first is the team of players are practicing diligently. Okay, so the team of players. See, this is not correct. Why? Because here we are talking about the team, right? And what is team? Team is singular thing. Yes, it is that team is a collection of many people, right? But when we are talking about team, so team is one only. So if it is one, if it is singular, how we can use this plural verb, right? This is R. So it is incorrect, right? If it is like the players are practicing, then it is okay. But here we are talking about a team, a collection of players, right? So here we are talking about a particular collection, singular thing. That's why it is incorrect. Okay. Moving next, each of the books have an interesting storyline. So again, from many books, we are talking about each of the book, right? So suppose there are many books and we are referring to or we are denoting to each of the book one by one, right? So at a time we are denoting only one book, we are directing only one book. So how can we use have? It should be has, right? So again it is incorrect. Now moving on to the third, the jury is divided in their opinions about the winner. Jury is something, uh, like jury is a collection of judges, we can say, right? In Hindi if we say, so it's kind of panchayat, something like that, right? Jury is a collection of some judges, okay, who give justice, right? So the jury, again we are talking about a collection about and the jury is specific, the jury is only one here. So how we can use the year, right? The people in the jury are okay, that should be there only, but here we are specifying the jury, right? So jury and there is not the proper combination. Here it should be it opinion. Okay, so this is again incorrect and the fourth one is correct, and let's see how it is correct. Neither the teacher nor the students were present yesterday. So there is a rule in subject verb agreement regarding either or, neither or, not only but also, that here the verb will be used related to according to the nearest subject. So here if it is plural, so the verb will be, helping verb will be plural, and if it is singular, so the helping verb be singular, right? So here it is plural and the verb is also plural. It is all okay, it is all said, but this rule applies only in either or, neither nor, right? So this is the rule of subject verb agreement. So option number D will be the correct answer. I hope it is making sense for you. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The next question is choose the correct passive voice for the given sentence. Okay, all right. Who is creating this mess? So first of all, the very first thing is that it is an interrogative active voice, right? So we need to convert it into interrogative only. Now, who will be converted in by whom? According to the rule of active and passive voice, who will be converted in by whom? So the very first thing will become by whom. Now, as it interrogative, so we will use is as it is, right? Is. Now, whenever we have is, am, are, right, in present continuous, so be will be added and ing will be added, right? So it will be being. But here we need to make it, the object will become subject. So it will become the mass. Now we have to use the helping verb. So be will be added and ing will be added. So being, and same thing is verb third form we will be using according to the rule. So it would be created, right? So why whom is this mess being created? So why whom is this mess being created? Option number 4 is correct here. And if you see here, I have like I have attached the chart also. So we have this present continuous tense in our question, na, is MR. So is MR plus being, right? When we are converting active to passive, so being will be added. That's why according to the rule, here we have used the be. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is choose the option that is closest in meaning to the word fastidious as used in the passage. Mm, okay, all right. Maybe I guess I have taken this question from a passage. Anyways, no problem. We are not considering here that there is some passage. Okay. We are just giving the fastidious meaning because the word really exists. And the meaning of this is someone who loves cleanliness, someone who is just obsessed with the cleanliness and neatness, right? So cleanliness obsessed will be the correct answer for this question. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is the following three sentences can be revised into one better sentence. Choose the sentence that is the best version. Okay. So these are the three sentences, right? These are the three sentences. We have to combine them in such a order that the meaning will not change and the sentence is also converted in its best version or the better version. Okay. He told us he had read Milton. He had read it in a prose translation when he was 14. So it's just an affirmative sentence. It is completely okay. There is no any kind of like question marking. There is no any kind of condition. There is no any kind of negative word use. Any contradiction, no any controversy, etc. Right. So this is just a simple tense, just affirmative tense. Right. So let's understand and see the options available. He told us he had read Milton in a first translation when he was 14. So yeah, it is looking like completely okay, but let's read it further because maybe we have some better choices as well. He was 14 when Milton's prose translation he had read. So it is something okay, but it's not directly we are telling it. It's like we are jumbling the sentence, right? So it is not going to be the correct one. When he read Milton prose translation, he told us he was 14. So again, yeah, we are using two statements, right? But we have to use three statement and make up one statement only because here we are talking about him only, right? So again and again, he is not needed here. So option this will be eliminated. And the next is he has read Milton at 14 in a prose translation. It is okay, but if we compare A and D, so A is something that is outstanding here, right? He told us he had read Milton because we have to told that we have to tell that he has told us. Na, how can we forget about it? That the thing is being cleared by him itself, right? So he has read Milton at 14 in a prose translation. It is something like we are just saying, but we have to tell that I got to know from him that he has read Milton when he was 14, right? So it will be the correct answer that he told us he had read Milton in a prose translation when he was 14. So it will become the right one. Okay, all right. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is sleeping all night is great for most of your body, but not for your joints. So this type of question, see, they S1, S2, S3, and S4. What they are? Sentence 1, sentence 2, sentence 3, and sentence 4, where S1 and S4 are fixed, and you have to pick two options among these three options PQR that are best suited here, and combinedly these all statements, these all sentences will make a meaningful paragraph, right? So three options are given. You have to pick two in such a manner that this line or this complete paragraph will become a meaningful paragraph or meaningful passage, right? Okay. Sleeping all night is great for most of your body, but not for your joints. So here we are talking about like one disadvantage and one advantage. Okay. Now the next can be lack of movement during the night can have you waking up as stiff as steel. So here we are saying that not for your joints. So we have to either we have to give the reason or we have to give the cause and effect relationship something, right? So not for your joints, what will happen? So it will tell that lack of movement. right? Not for your joints. Why it is happening? Why sleeping more is not good for your joints? Because lack of movement during the night can have you waking up as stiff as steel, right? So P will become the next one, because it is telling that why it is going to happen, why sleeping is not good for our joints. Now moving next, for S2, P is clear, right? Let's see further, that keeping pills by your bed so you can take the morning medications immediately also helps. In which we don't know, right? We don't have any pillar to use it, right? We don't have any clue that why we should use this sentence here. But let's read the last statement. Rheumatologists recommend warming yourself with a heating pad, raising your home thermostat, or doing gentle hand exercises as soon as you wake up. Okay, so it is something that first we are talking about one advantage, disadvantage. Then we are elaborating that disadvantage, that why it is happening. But if it is happening, so the doctors are telling the some basic exercises or some precautions or some we can say the ways to combat with this problem, right? So after telling the effect or the reason, oh, sorry, the reason of that joint pain or whatever joint disease, right? We are telling that it's just not that you will suffer with the problem, but here are some ways also. And after that, like PR will be the next one. The sleeping all night is great for most of your body, but not for your joints. Why? Because lack of movements during the night can have you waking up as stiff as a steel. Fortunately, there are ways to combat this problem. Now, what are the ways that rheumatologists recommend? These are the ways. So this is how we can make a meaningful paragraph using PR. I hope it is clear to you. Moving on to the next question. The next question is, the reign of the king was clearly coming to end. We have to spot the error here. Spot the error here. Okay, in both of the sentence 1 and 2. Okay, so the reign of the king was clearly coming to end. So by seeing this statement, is it is looking like all fine, there is no any problem, but the problem here is in the king. See, we are not specifying a king, we are not talking about a specific king. Why we are using the is not something that you can use anywhere, right? According to the rules and regulation of English grammar, that is not something that you can use anywhere, right? There are some specific rules. And the most famous rule is that you have to use the when you are specifying something. Yeah, we are not specifying anything, right? We are not specifying any king. If we are doing so, before that, we have to mention something about that king or its name or something else. Then only we can use the randomly. We cannot pick the and attached with king and we are making it is like is special. No, we can't, right? So that is not the appropriate option, that is not the appropriate thing to be used in this sentence. So here, the reign of the king, this part has an error, and the error here is the king is not good or the appropriate one. The reign of king was clearly coming to end. That will be the correct. I hope it is clear to you. Moving on to the next question. So he realized he had to undergo an MRI test but was too frightened. Okay, so it is again looking like completely fine, but the error is very silly error is there, and the error we can find out uh, from tense we have used. Here we have used the past tense. Realized, second form, past tense. Had, again past tense, right? Past perfect tense, but was too frightened. How we can use present verb here? It should be frightened, right? It should be ed here as well. Frightened, because verb will be is of same type only. Verb will be is of same tense only. So he frightened. In this part, the error is, and the error is this verb, right? I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question now. The general could not dash his soldiers to march forward and dash the lure of extra money and food. Okay, so here we are talking about general, right? From in army, right? The captain of army, we can say, called general, right? So by looking this statement, we can easily analyze that it is something the general wants to request to his soldiers to move forward or to march forward. In terms of army, we say march, to move forward, right? To march forward, even though he is offering them extra money and food, right? So we have to use those type of words by looking at this statement. And and the options given are: the general could not tell his soldiers to march forward. See, tell is not something to ask or to order, right? Tell is something just, uh, tell is very smooth word, right? It's not about request, it's not about order, right? So tell will not be the appropriate one to use here. Now, the general could not persuade. Persuade means, again, to request for or to make someone agree, right? To make someone agree to doing something, right? So persuade is the word that will be used here. The general could not persuade his soldiers to march forward, despite, even after he is offering them good amount of money and food, despite, after बावजूद इसके भी, the soldiers was not ready to march forward, right? So B option will be completely fine in first and two blanks, according to our statement, according to our need. Okay, I hope it is clear. Let's move on to the next question. Choose the appropriate option. And this question is repeatedly asked in TCS. In 2019 it was asked, and in 2021 it was asked, and in 2023 also it was asked, and I guess this time also, right? So choose the appropriate option to complete the sentence. Okay, dash, but could not get it to start this morning. Okay, so but is something conjunction, right? It is used to relate something with something, right? So here something has happened. Even after that has happened, still, and it should be some. See here, if it is the negative sentence na, and we are using but, so it must be some kind of positive sentence. Positive not means like there should be yes, there should be yup or something. No, no, no. But it will not see. But is useful for adding contradictory sentences, right? So here something that is cool happened, and even after that happened, still he could not start this morning. What? Let's understand. I have the car serviced yesterday. I have the car serviced yesterday is not correct, because it is not grammatically correct. Here we are talking about yesterday, that means past, and how can we use present perfect tense, right? Sorry. So it is not grammatically correct. I having the car service yesterday, it is not grammatically correct. Having, what is having? It can be case I am having, right? Because helping verb is necessary if we are using has and have as a main verb, right? If we are not using has and have as the helping verb, and we are using as a main verb, so we need any one helping verb also, right? So it is not grammatically correct. Now the third is, I got the car service yesterday but could not get it start this morning. Yes, this is absolutely fine, because I got the car service yesterday. Yesterday, that means past. Got is the second form, that means the past form. So it is absolutely fine that even though I got the car service yesterday, after it, but still car could not start in this morning. So this will be the correct statement. So this is something that is positive in this statement, or we can say combinedly this and this is a contradictory statement, that मैंने service कराई कार की but still वो अगली morning start ना हो सकी, something like that, right? So let's move on to the next question. Now this question you have to drop into the comment section, right? You have to drop the answer in comment section. Okay, so this is your homework. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The next question is, we have found that between Vinaya and Akriti, Vinaya makes errors in her work. So four options are given: largest, smallest, shortest, and fewer. So see, if you see the degree, right? Degree is that positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. There are three types of degrees in our English grammar. And if we see here that we are comparing Vinaya and Akriti, right? We are comparing Vinaya and Akriti. how we can use these superlative degrees. How we can use, right? Largest is superlative, smallest is superlative, shortest is superlative. Only the comparative degree will be used, and fewer is something that is comparative degree, and it will be used here in this blank. That we have found that between Vinaya and Akriti, Vinaya makes fewer error. Okay, so this will be the correct statement. The next is Ridhima talks a lot when it is inappropriate. So we have to replace this underlined word with these four options available: taciturn, loud, reticent, and loquacious. So see, talks a lot. Okay. So taciturn means one who is reserved in nature. That is me. Okay, one who is reserved in nature, and this is their own wish. Okay, they are not under in any pressure, they are not depressed or something. It is their own wish that they don't want to socialize, right? So this is their personal choice. Loud is something volume up, that he has a loud voice, or while we are scolding someone we use to loud, right? So it is related to volume up. Reticent is something, again, one who don't want to talk. It can be temporary basis or it can be on a permanent basis, that मुझे उससे बात नहीं करनी, right? Like that. Okay. And loquacious, one who talks a lot, one who, like, in Hindi we say, so बाचाल we can say कि बहुत ज्यादा बोलता है. और कभी sometimes it happened that even the time is not correct, right? कभी कभी वो टाइम नहीं होता कि हमें कुछ भी कह देना चाहिए, but still we used to talk, right? So that is something, whenever it is inappropriate, it is you are still you are talking, so that state is called loquacious. And जो लोग ज्यादा बोलते हैं वो loquacious, like वो ही ऐसी मिस्टेक करते हैं that whenever it is inappropriate, still they are quoting something, right? Let's move on to the next question. See, here the answer will be loquacious only, right? Okay. So the next is, again, we have to replace, or we have to find out the meaning of this hit the nail. So hit the nail is not something like hitting the nail, but it is something, this is a idiom, right? This is a phrase, this is the idiom, and it is mean exactly onto the point, exactly onto the target, exactly onto the point. My handwriting, oh, wow. Exactly to the point. C option. I am an engineer, but handwriting is like doctor. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next question. Choose the correct replacement for the underlined word. Again, okay, the woman who they thought to be a noble woman is a rogue. Okay, so here we are talking about a woman that people thought something about that woman, but she is something else, right? So here, if we are talking about someone that, and we are referring about them, we are directing something, so we will use whom, right? Who is not correct, right? Who is not correct, because indirectly, like with the help of third person, we are saying that the woman, we are denoting, we are directing towards that woman. That's why we will use whom. The woman whom, जिसके लिए उन्होंने ऐसा सोचा था, वो कोई भी person, someone is not talking directly about that woman, right? We are taking the third person, that उन्होंने ऐसा सोचा, then I'm saying that. So the woman whom they thought to be noble woman is a rogue. So whom will be the correct option here, will be the correct pronoun for that woman will be used. Okay, all right. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is, choose the correct replacement for the underlined word. The army were trying to control the crowd. Okay, so we have to replace this crowd word with the help of these four options available: the mob, the herd, the group, or no error. Okay, see, the mob and horde and group, all these refers to a group only, a collection of people only, but all are different in some way. And I have pasted the meaning, the depth meaning of each and everything. So mob is something, a mob typically refers to a large disorderly crowd, often one that is angry, unruly, and chaotic. It can be a negative or threatening connotation, suggesting a lack of control or organization. Like we can say a collection of people who are aggressive and who are in disorder, like who are disorder, who are angry, and they are not in a in a space, in a right space, right? So example is a mob of protesters gathered outside the building. So basically the agenda of this mob is to make something with, just because of their anger, just because of their aggressiveness, right? So that is what the mob is. Now the horde is, a horde refers to a large, often overwhelming group of people or creatures, usually moving together in a chaotic or aggressive way. So they are moving together, right, in a chaotic or aggressive way. It often carries the idea of being a wild, uncontrolled mass and can be used to describe both people and animals. So, horde can be used for animals as well. Horde can be used for people as well, and they are moving in a aggressive way, in a chaotic way, and uh, there is no kind of difference in wild and like normal people, right? So this is something horde is, that a horde of zombies swarmed the town. So in that way, like zombie, if you know, right? Group is something neutral. So just we are talking about in general terms that the collection of people is called group. In group, it is not something like they have to achieve a goal. It can be a case, but it's not mandatory that they have to achieve a goal, because a friends of group, so उसमें तो ऐसा कुछ टारगेट नहीं होता, या फिर कुछ किसी भी और चीज का ग्रुप. So there is not like compulsion to have a target. So this is the difference in team and group, and there are some more differences, but this is the best one. Okay, so group is something neutral, collection of people, a bunch of people, right? So according to our statement, the army were trying to control. So mob will be the appropriate one, because the horde is something related to animals also. So army will not deal with animals. So that crowd will specifically refers for humans who are angry. And if we talk about like in terms of that army, the mob will be the correct one. Option number A.